Hello and welcome back to Roll X Play, where we roll dice and we play games. That's it. That's what we do. You've joined us for the, I was going to say Tuesday campaign, but we're actually playing on a Thursday because schedules and stuff. So you've joined us for Threads of Chaos, episode 14, session 14. We are a couple of people down. Oh, I'm actually listening to myself now. That's probably not a good idea. Okay, so we are missing a few people today, but that is all right. So we have currently Leonie, Marie, and Arne. Brooke might be joining, but Ilya is not here.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? I have a nose. So we are just going to dive straight in. It's been a while since we've kind of last played, so I'm going to give a bit of an overall recap for everyone to remember the past events that have been happening. The party had started in the very heart of Calzeria, in a small kind of forest settlement that was newly built, a shard of glass, as it was called. Met some people, some friendly faces, some couriers, but had met Tuco, a historian of people, and them and the party were traveling down southward together to the Ebith dynasty. First kind of hurdle that they had to get across, pass, was the Howling Mountains, a dangerous area where they had fought, met yetis, fought gnolls, and came across secrets of gods, more specifically Moradin, a temple long forgotten. There they had picked up another ally, Cognar, and the group of them had traveled further down south, leaving the Howling Mountains behind and finding their way to a small settlement where people had grown groggy. Sleeping was seemingly a problem for a lot of the people there. Even the guards seemed to have some sort of issues with staying awake and keeping patrol, as the barren lands were seemingly teemed with devils and creatures that would cause harm and seek out humans as some sort of sustenance. But in looking into this matter, they had come across several swirling patterns that seemed to be connected to some sort of grand scheme. Upon looking into this and falling into pretty much a trap built for people who sleepwalk, they had dealt with a small area where a shrine dedicated to this swirling pattern was made, and the party had thwarted it, had destroyed it altogether. Leaving that behind and traveling on a boat via the coastline to their final destination of Bellavir, the capital of the Erith dynasty, they had come across some nefarious undead creatures aboard their ship as the night took a turn for the worse. Creatures of undead origin, teeming up from the very depths of the ocean, and also tentacles from some sort of kraken creature had attacked the ship. But the party were able to thwart them, push them back, and had safely navigated away from that danger. Now, docked and moored in Bellavir, in the capital of the Ebith dynasty, the party looked to finding the person who had given them the note. Each one of them had received a note at the beginning of their journey from a mysterious individual. Upon following the trail, they had come across a small inn where another party, it seemed, had already been waiting there in this letter as well. Upon gathering all together at this inn, they were greeted by two individuals who were escorts, helpers to this person of mysterious background. Going and following their lead to meet this mysterious figure, they had found themselves in a very beautiful, although very dangerous and magically enchanted estate, a mansion. They were given the option to speak with this mysterious figure one by one, ask their questions, and answers will be given truthfully. One by one, they went in secrecy, their questions hidden to the rest of the party members, and answers were given. Cryptic answers, but some very direct ones as well. Throughout all of this, you had all kind of lounged around the lobby down below in the different rooms here and there, And as the final person to have their meeting had come down the stairs, followed behind them was another set of steps. And that's where we left off. So, as we get back into it, all of you find yourselves slightly a bit tired. It's been a long journey. This is the same day as you arrived in the capital, so you're still feeling that bit of fatigue now from being on the boat for so long, as well as having some restless nights because of that attack that you'd been through. Now, as you sit and wait in kind of nerves beginning to bubble up slightly, you confer with each other, have conversations here and there about what you experienced talking with this mysterious figure. And as all of you gather here, sitting in different areas, you hear the approach, a kind of broken cadence and a step, not a regular pattern to it, more so a uneven pace. Someone who walks gingerly, but with a mix of sounds. You hear the like 3 steps moving forward as their heels just echo throughout this large estate. Do all of you gather at the stairs? Where do we find each one of you as this is happening? So maybe we'll start off with Cal.
We were told to feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Is there a kitchen area?
There is. Some drinks were made for each one of you. The kind of one of the helpers had kind of made it their job to serve you all drinks that you had asked for. You see a couple of cocktails being made as Coraline. She's kind of like giving out these drinks back and forth and giving a wide smile as she does.
Nice, and Cal probably spent the time after his conversation with Hazard just chatting to her, watching as she makes the drinks, and occasionally snacking. Like if she puts fruits on it, he just takes the first one she puts on and eats it and goes like, I don't know where that went, and then makes her put it on another one essentially.
Every time you kind of like take one, you see she's like almost automatically, not even looking at you, picks up another and then puts it in and just continues with the other drinks. She just continues to like refresh them as you're taking them away. She never comments on it. She's like still talking to other people as she's kind of like doing it. But you can see she's quite alert to these sorts of things. How about Mayseely? What's Mayseely up to?
Probably somewhere in a corner on the floor, just waiting for the rest to like finish.
In the library area that you kind of were earlier, looking around at the different books and the different paintings, there is a nice kind of furnished carpet, kind of very thick base to it, so kind of sitting in there is quite nice. You can see Mushu is kind of rubbing his body all across, and every time that he does, you almost see he doesn't have fur, he doesn't have hair on him, it's mainly just scales. But even the scales have almost like a looseness to them where they are like frilling slightly, and you see them kind of perk up, and you just feel this like static around him as he's just kind of like rubbing through the different carpets. But you're just chilling there. How about Oren?
I think after the revelations of last time, Oren would try to find a secluded place to gather his thoughts. Maybe send a prayer towards Moradin, or spend some time reading the book he acquired at the temple.
Okay. As you are kind of going through prayers and such, there are moments where you have that kind of connection to your deity wherever you are. Some places it's a bit more hollowed, so you don't really have that kind of strong signal. But in here especially, you feel like that signal is almost weakened to the point where it's almost nullified. Amongst the enchantments that are placed in this place, anti-divination is very strong, and that means that including your connection to your deity is also thinly stretched. But nonetheless, It does kind of keep you reading your book as you go through page after page, seeing different names here and there, and reading different kind of titles associated with them. But then all of you hear the steps. You hear the steps grow louder and louder against these very polished stone floor. He continues down from the left-hand side, places himself on the main plateau where the staircase rises up and then kind of forks. He stays in that center point. You can see him wearing this kind of very polished suit in kind of a darkish green with a trim of purple along the accents. He himself is of a grey skin. You see it's almost like stone, cracked in many areas. At first you almost think of like some sort of Ganassi, but his eyes are like pure white, and the horns that grow out from his head like a bramble of bushes, and it doesn't really look as though he is a Ganassi. And as well, you're almost struggling to see that he's a true race. You're thinking perhaps he could be some sort of construct or something in between. As all of you are kind of looking at him, I would like, since Olrin, you already seen the true form, I'd like both Maysili and Cal to roll perception checks or investigation as soon as you set eyes on this person. Okay. Maysili, you're seeing this man made of stone, and you're getting all of those theories in your head. You're not sure what he could be. But as well, do you really care? That's another question that's kind of like popping through your head. Is this really... he's just a guy. For Cal, you're kind of looking at him, and you're kind of getting the idea that this figure, this kind of body, this shape, this movement, he's very rigid in how he walks. Not robotic, but there's stiffness in it, as though they are joints that don't normally move with ease. And just the fine details that are on him, there's not really any imperfections that you can see, only cracks over time. Even the kind of the jawline, which has tusks that rise outwards, you can see they've been almost filed down on purpose to be smaller in size. The depiction is almost half-orc in concept, but with everything else, with this almost devilish sort of motif that you're seeing mixed in, you're getting this vibe of a gargoyle. A gargoyle who seemingly walks, talks, and has a breath to them, which is uncanny, to say the least. But he kind of keeps walking. He has a cane by his side, which interlocks with his fingers, depicting some sort of hand with a white shaft to it. Holds onto it and almost leans for a second. And he just begins to look around down below. Very kind of stern expression as he just looks at each one of you. He spends a moment to just look at each one. And there's a feeling of observing that you can see, but more so, he's taking you in for the first time with his eyes. And as he kind of looks at each one of you, then he begins to descend. Goes down the stairs, following behind. You then see both the helpers, the two humans, Richter and Coraline. They begin to walk up alongside and flank to the left and the right of this gargoyle creature, as he just continues to stand there. He eventually finds himself on the same level as the rest of you. Now everyone begins to gather around as he just kind of stands there and looks over all of you. He looks down to the floor for a moment. We have all spoken for a little bit, but let me talk to you face to face. I am Aidan Hassar, and I am the owner of this establishment. You are guests, very much welcome to stay as long as you like. But I know you are all here with questions, some which I have answered. But I am here to tell you everything, and why I have brought you here. He begins to pace around the room. He walks in front of Cal. He himself stands at about 6 foot. Nothing taller, nothing shorter, but it's this mass of thorny horns that just make his height look slightly bigger. His shoulders are quite wide, so he's quite a bulky individual. But he has a straight posture, and he continues to pace through. Every so often, he looks down and across to each one of you as he's walking around. I have brought you here for your skills. You're all very trained in your specialities. You all have abilities that could come in handy for someone like me. Now, what I am going to tell you is that this quest, which I wish you to embark on, is going to be dangerous. There will be lives lost. Death will be around every corner. But a price like this comes with something far more valuable. Wish is one spoken throughout the ages, one not many have, nor will ever live to see. I have fought against fate, and have acquired several wishes for myself. Think of me as a wishmaker. Anything that you want, anything that you need or seek or wish to have, can be yours. But this comes at a great cost. A challenge of noble pursuit. He continues to pace around, walks in front of Ulrin, and for a moment he stops there. And he turns in place and faces the rest of you. I understand that not all of you wish to be on such a noble quest. How you go about it is up to you. I leave no restrictions in your way, just that the job is completed. The job itself? In this world, there are many forces of nature that try to unbalance the world, take advantage of those around them, and pull the threads of fate. Creatures so dastardly that some would revere them as gods. But not every god is immortal, such as these creatures that deem themselves so. He continues to pace around, and now he begins to leave the group of you and continue to talk and walk. You watch as both Richter and Coraline, they begin to follow suit. One by one, each one of you begins to follow.
I think we're supposed to follow him. Right, yeah.
He continues as all of you begin to rush behind. He walks down the right-hand side of this estate where the bookshelves, the libraries are held. The hall continues with beautiful displays of paintings on the walls. And he just begins to walk down this hall, every so often stopping and admiring some of these portraits that move and shift as though they have depth and field to them. Creatures of such magnitude should not be taken lightly. But the same can be said that they should not be feared. Nothing, no one should take advantage of others. We live in a world that is free of our own accord. No one should be placed in chains. No one should be forced to fight for their lives. It is barbaric. But these creatures revere it. They take that and they use it to feed themselves. Now, some of you may call these creatures infernal, devilish, as they pertain to sin itself. But these, my friends, are demons. Creatures so dastardly that they were created at the beginning of time, when the gods were being born and brought into this world. Demons. They just followed suit and tried to take everything that the gods had made. These demons spread far wide, and some are in chains and some have been killed, but many still lurk every corner. Some can even be your mother, your brother, or perhaps a distant relative. There are many that roam these lands, taking forms of creatures that are not their own. He continues down the hallway, and eventually you arrive at the end of it, where it opens up into this large, almost glass, kind of greenhouse of sorts. You see plants growing out from the sides. This half-dome structure of just pure glass is tinted dark, so the sunlight shines through, but doesn't really show anything from the inside. You see plants of all colors, bright and beautiful, of different sizes as well, brought into this small collection. And you can see chairs left around. There is a heavy layer of kind of dust on those chairs. They haven't really seen use, but the plants have been well tended. He continues to walk through this space and look around. Now, the mission that I wish you to go on to is one of eliminating a specific few of these demons. And I know I said that they are very powerful, very strong, but with my aid and that of my helpers, he gestures to the two humans, we will get you in the fighting spirit. And don't think that fighting will be the only resolution to eliminating such threats. Demons use those around them as a source of energy. If you can remove any font of power, then they become little, malleable, and easy to break apart. You will have to talk your way through situations, uncover secrets, and truly find who amongst them is a demon. He turns around to everyone. How do you think you fare against each other? I speak of demons can take forms, find themselves in another person's skin. How well do you all know each other? It is by
Very
fate.
horribly.
Horribly. Then that will need to be changed.
Yeah, I haven't remembered any of those guys' names. And he points at the other fight that they met like a few hours ago.
You see the the gnome just look at you. What the fuck do you mean? We had some drinks together, mate.
Yeah, I know. Do you remember my name?
Sal?
No, see, that's the point. That's not my name. It's close. It's shockingly close indeed. Not my name.
You might have a point, actually. I don't really know any of them either.
See?
Well, it is by fate alone that you have all been brought here through groups already divided. That was not my intention. I had no play in who found who. But it seems that other entities have an interest in this. And the groups that you have, are you happy with each other? You see, he looks over to Life's Echo, as they've called themselves, and you see the Aarakocra, this kind of shadowy looking, dark feathered Aarakocra look over. Well, I think we all really understand each other well. We've been at each other's side for a couple of weeks, some of us even months, so I think we're in good standing. But I will be honest, them over there, they seem nice, but I don't know if I'll trust them with my life.
Oh, for me, it's the opposite. I definitely trust these guys with my life, but you ask me any questions about them, and it's just, I'll come up empty. But these guys will definitely have my back in a fight, so at least I know that. You know, that's something.
They have your back in a fight, but are you sure that they can withstand the fight? There's one thing trusting your ally and ensuring that they are capable of using your best talents and feats to the best that can be made. There is going to be hardships, as I said. It is no easy task to destroy a demon. But I have faith in all of you. I believe that you all need a driving force, and you have it in yourselves. This wish is powerful enough to change your lives. And that alone is a prize of kings and queens. But you do not have to participate in this if you do not wish to play the game. I understand that this is a scary, dangerous sort of standing to be in. And I would try myself, but I cannot leave this estate. Otherwise, they will find me, and they do not want me out. You see, he kind of looks down, and he begins to leave this area and go around to the other hallway, which connects to the area which you started in. He continues to walk, but this time in silence. He doesn't really say anything. And he just continues. Is there anything you guys wish to do or say?
Yeah, Kel's just leaning over to Messini going, I feel very unequipped to fight a demon. I don't think we should. This is a dumb idea.
Dude, why do we have to walk so much?
Well, dude, he could have told us all of this in the living room. Like,
Yeah, like, why are we getting a tour?
I mean, I appreciate the pretty pictures, but come on, dude.
Oh my god, no, you can like sneak off and like see what's in the pictures.
Oh, that's a dumb idea. This is clearly magical, very clearly dangerous.
Okay. Huh.
But also, he talks a lot, damn. Get to the point, my dude.
That monologue. It's funny.
It is. And like, I guess he did say some stuff. Like, he wants us to kill demons. That's informative. Kinda. How the fuck are we supposed to kill demons? Do you think we could kill a demon?
Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Aside from killing them, he describes them as shapeshifters. Is there any way to even identify them?
Good point. I mean, I guess that's kind of what he wants us to do, but like, I can't do that. So, maybe he got the wrong people. Like, he seemed very sure he got the right people. But what if he got the wrong people?
I wouldn't know where to start. Besides the obvious that not every person that can be deemed evil would also be a demon. So,
What if we meet someone that's evil and we go like, oh, you were clearly a demon, and we kill them, and then it turns out they were like just like a politician?
Then it's a win either way.
Yeah, but what if we get put in prison?
Then I'll break you out.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely. That's nice. Being in prison's not fun.
No, but it
It's very
seems like
boring.
it sounds like fun trying to break out of prison. Like maybe on my bucket list.
I can get thrown in prison so you can break me out. We can do that.
Oh, okay. Seems like a
Let's-
good
Sounds
idea.
fun.
let's keep that on hold. Let's try to act towards our moral. No matter whether we think something may be a demon or not.
Right. But like, we're totally taking this right. This is the most entertaining shit I've ever been like offered. We're totally doing this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Might die. We might die crossing the street, you know.
Never. Just
As-
trust the process.
Yeah.
As you continue to walk down this what feels like forever long hallway, eventually you reach the original stairs on which you were walking up, and you'd seen him walking down. He begins to walk up the stairs, and he gestures for all of you to follow. Please, if you follow, I will show you the rest of the estate. You see for a
Didn't we
moment
already go
that
through the estate?
you see both Coraline and Richter look at him like surprised. You see they kind of like a bit shocked. And for a moment you see Coraline almost like step forward, but then holds her tongue as he just kind of waits there for the first person to take a step. And
Oh, is this where the testing stuff starts? Like, because you haven't seen us actually in action. Are you gonna make us do like death traps? And if we survive, we're like worthy?
I feel like we had enough death traps on our way here.
Yeah, but I'm fairly certain he didn't set those. I mean, he might have. Did you set the Yetis?
no, I did not have any play in your journey here. That was all of your own accord. I told you to follow the Gold Throne Road, but you could have gotten here by any means necessary. It was
Oh, yeah,
mostly
we
a
didn't.
figure of speech.
We stuck to that mostly, and then we got on a boat, so we technically didn't do that. Good thing it was not actually a rule.
I did not have anything to do with your journey.
He's not denying the death traps.
As well, that what you see in this estate, there are many traps here. Floors that can fall apart. Columns that are not truly there, with balls of fire ready to fly out of them. This is not a house to stop you from leaving. It is to avoid these demons from entering. I have had close dealings with these demons before. It is why I cannot leave this estate. This place here is magically enchanted to the point where no creature, god or otherwise, can see into it. But if they did, if they try to enter, its security is top of the grade, as some would say. Not enough to kill an army, but perhaps to kill one, if they were to catch wind of my whereabouts. But please, let me show you around the second floor. You will follow behind, and you arrive at the second floor, in which you all kind of seen previously. There are doors left, right, and center, mainly just kind of doorways, different access points. But the main point of interest here is this kind of large, almost somewhat dining room. It's kind of more like a planning room. Large round table, something you'd see in a garrison or some sort of king's court. Beautiful decorated chairs, large round table with a mural behind, and different creatures, kind of trophies of sorts on the walls themselves. You see beholders, you see dragons, you see different large and smaller creatures just decorated throughout. Creatures that have been slain and left here as trophies to show off and flaunt. Even some of them begin to move and shift slightly. You see, for example, the beholder, its large singular eye blinks very slowly as the pupil itself dilates and looks around the room, always looking and watching as each one of you pass by. And anyone to stare into it, you see the eye just blink over in your direction and kind of stare at you for a minute. The pupil dilating back and forth to a singular point to a large, wide purple color, as then it blinks and then looks towards something else.
What do you think would happen if you looked at if you locked its eyes with Mushu's? Like if you just pulled Mushu in front of it.
That's a good idea. I'll
Do it.
gesture Mushu to do it.
You look to Mushu, he kind of like looks up to you, goes,
Fuck that. He just goes,
he points at his eyes, he points at that eye, and he just goes,
Fine.
he says in Draconic, man, I don't want to look at that thing. He's ugly.
He says he's ugly, so he doesn't want to look at it.
Oh,
God damn.
Kind of bad.
it's true. Okay. That's fine. He doesn't have to if he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
1d4 vicious mockery damage to the beholder.
It dies. He begins to show you around, and there's a fair few seats around this large table, enough for each one of you. As he kind of gestures around the table itself. The rooms here are yours to stay in, if you wish to stay within the estate. You are protected here if you wish, whether you are a part of this mission or not. You have made the journey this far, and thus it is shown that you have some sort of dedication to this. So whether you still continue on this mission or not, this estate is yours to call home. You may use these halls as you see fit. This place is your home. This table is where I imagine for you to plan your journey forward. These demons, they aren't just within the material plane. They are everywhere. They are located in different realms, far and close. Some that border this one and others far away. Demons are tricksy creatures, but one thing is common amongst all of them, is that they seek audience and people. If they are isolated and alone, they have no power. And if they do, they are creatures of terrifying might and strength. But they will be in social groups, pawns to fight for them. Acolytes, perhaps. Others will place themselves in areas of power, where they are the de facto leader of an establishment, a town, a village, a city, a nation. They are scattered throughout. To find these demons, as they are so elusive, I have a guide, a way of tracking them down. I will show you on the floor above, if you will follow me. And he continues, and there are another set of stairs just opposite the ones that you had walked up. Again, rising upwards to another large space above. He continues to walk. And you can see there are different kind of like statues around here, stone kind of beautifully made and carved that almost look like himself. There's some that look quite almost uncanny valley, that they are quite close to his appearance, but no horns, some just slightly kind of well cut, seen in different poses. Some are of different people altogether, but they're just kind of decorated throughout. He continues up to the 3rd floor, and here you find almost like a bright light shines through the entire space, dazzling in a wide spectrum of colors. You see in front of you several mosaics of different paintings, like carved paintings of like clay of sorts. You see them all in this kind of semicircular room looking back at you. And in the center, you see that there is a kind of like a dais of sorts, like this raised point in the ground. It seems to have a point to it, like it seems to be pointing in a direction. Looking and following its trajectory seems to be straight ahead. And you can see that this image that's depicted in the frame of this painting that shifts and moves around, it looks like the exterior of the door downstairs. You see the city streets of Bellavia. You see people walking back and forth. You see the same kind of time of day. He looks and gestures to all of these. The reason for my elusiveness with these demons is that this estate is no ordinary place of living. And he grabs top of this risen dais, and you see him shift the top of it. He turns it 3 turns to the left, and no longer facing this beautiful city streets, you see it shift over to this miasma of colors and strange kind of energy swirling around, over to the next one where you can hear wind bustling at a loud frequency, finally stopping on the 3rd track. You see this plain of water, and you just see him look and turn to you. These demons try to find me, but if I am not in the same plane, how will they? This estate shifts between the realms, can hide away, and bring you to places where the demons do not think it possible to reach. You may find yourself in the plane of water, and then he shifts it over, all the way over to the right-hand side, or the pits of the 9 hells. And you see as he shifts it over to the far right-hand side, there is a painting which depicts 9 layers of different kind of patterns, colors, shapes, and forms. And he gestures over to them. Each of the 9 layers accessible by this estate itself. A nifty trick, and one which will guide you forward on your missions.
That's so cool.
If you wish to look out the door, you may.
Oh, no, definitely not. Thank you.
Okay. Shifts it back to the center line. This is where I prefer to be anyway. The material plane is much nicer surroundings. These demons are scattered throughout, and you will have a tough time finding them, but with these, and he pulls out these kind of like small necklaces, silver chain around them with a crystal in the center. You see each one of these crystals glows with this kind of soft blue hum, and as he holds them in his hand, there's enough for each one of you. He looks at them for a moment. As soon as I enchant these with the necessary magic, they will point you to the nearest demon that you find ire for. There are only a specific few that I wish you to find. The crystals will help guide you to the closest one. But if you have a lead, which points in a direction that perhaps is an easier target, then by all means, find them first. But these will always help you find the next one to take down. And he hands them, one of them to each of you.
Wait, okay, you want us to kill like specific demons, not just like demons that... Why? Like, are they more evil than the other evil demons, or...
I had said that I will speak honestly with all of you, and your question is valid. There is only a select few demons that I wish you to slay, to eradicate through the means that you have at your disposal. These creatures, there was originally 20 of them. There is a story long ago that starts where life was created. When the gods had first started the world and had made its children, and a life that flourishes, demons were created. They were a cause of life in this world. Demons arrived and tried to take away what the gods had made. 20 children of the gods had first set foot on this land. 20 demons then followed suit. These are not all of the demons that surround this world. Many have been created since, and many have been tucked away, hidden from all to reach. These 20, only 11, I wish you to find and eradicate. But there are many of you as well. How you wish to go about it is... I do not want to impede your destiny in this. I am only here to aid in what I can. How you go about it is your hand, not mine. But there are 11 demons. Each one of them nefarious, deadly, and need no listening to. They have a devil's tongue, and they will try to ensorcel you with words. Do not listen. There is no point in listening.
Our targets may be limited to these 11 demons seek to be rid of. However, won't antagonize the rest of the demons. Perhaps all of demonkind. Will we truly face only these 11 enemies?
Most demons are selfish creatures. They do not have care or love for others. They only seek themselves and their own life. Selfish and no care for each other. If you eliminate one, they perhaps might grow more weary. But as I understand, sometimes the demons don't even know who the other demons are. If you do think that bringing yourselves into the fold can be dangerous for your loved ones or your own lives, I can understand that. But if you wish to go a more sneaky approach, one of espionage and deceit, there are no restraints on how you remove these enemies. And I assure you that they are enemies to life in this and every world.
Orin, I don't think I'd be good at espionage. We should not do that. I think I'd be horrible at it.
Agreed. Considering they have usually positions of powers, we may end up in a court or something.
Mm.
I don't think my personal skills with etiquette are up to par.
Well, that's easily taught. But, like, I'm not great at lying.
Aidan gestures over to the two helpers, Coraline and Richter. I may not be able to help you in the field of battle or in places of social encounter. My aides will. Coraline and Richter have been trained for this very day. They will be able to help you no matter what situation you find yourselves in. And additionally, they are trained in many ways of removing the problem that you find yourselves in. We have connections, both official and non-official. We have ways to work around any sort of predicament that you find yourselves in. But we cannot act instantly. There may be some time where you have to fend for yourselves, depending on the situation. But this is a risk that all of you should know about. All of you have been informed of, and you have the option to leave. Leave. You have the sanctity of this place, but you do not get your wish. Stay, and you will have whatever you desire. And this is no wish that is spoke about by twisted fairy tales. There is no side effect to this. Wishes tend to need something as payment. But you are delivering the payment to the wish maker. There will not be any hidden deals. You will get what you rightfully deserve.
I just do a quick, like, give him a one up, like, up and down, like, when he says the bit about those strings attached, like, I don't trust that. I've got too much experience with Wish to not be wary about this. Like, sure, sounds nice what he's saying, but it sounds too nice.
Sure, you can roll an insight check if you like.
Okay.
Okay, I'll join in on insight.
Oh, god damn it. That is a 2. So like, that's a roll 2. Holy shit.
Well, I got a 21, so...
Okay.
Just specifically staring at him like, I don't trust this guy. Out loud, just going, that sounds like bullshit. That has to be strings.
I'm just sending out a message now.
Great.
Run in all caps.
Run. This is your last chance. He's preparing his final attack.
Wow.
Nah, but the first thing he said was run now in all caps. So then he sent me the actual thing.
And he does see you looking at him. As soon as you begin to kind of like delve deeper into his wording, you see that he kind of clocks eyes with you, Ulrin, and he just kind of stares at you for a minute with these kind of half-closed, sort of like a weight is being lifted off his shoulders sort of look. And as soon as you receive everything that you're happy with, he then looks around to everyone else. There is another room in this estate, one within the depths, the heart of this building. It is the training rooms. There you can train and master your craft. And Coraline and Richter will be there to help you with any sort of teachings that you wish to learn before you go out on these missions. There is no date, there is no time that I need this done, but you have been informed, and the longer that you wait, the more possible it is that these demons catch wind of their presence being known. This is just something for you to think about. And if you wish to go in a direction of non-lethality, there is another way. One final place, if you will. And he continues to walk back down the stairs in which you all came. I understand that we've been walking around this estate for so long. I can imagine your legs are very tired. I assure you, mine are. And he continues to walk down. He eventually leads you to one of the hallways where the paintings are depicted on the walls. And he leads you to one which Macelia you had seen earlier today. A place of this kind of dark greyish coloration where it's just these thick thorns and brambles, twisted bits of rotten almost vegetation that wraps around these like babushka dolls, these small little dolls that have been kind of painted. And you can see there's several of them nestled within this painting at different depths further in and closer. You see he reaches over to one of them and he actually picks it up through the painting. He holds it in his hand. It's no bigger than the size of his palm. And he kind of like gestures it out to all of you. When you embark on your mission, whoever you wish to take down, you will receive one of these, a capsule to contain one of these demons. But to use this, they will need to be frail, weakened, either by crippling what feeds them, what makes them stronger, or doing it the old-fashioned way and beating the shit out of them. He just gestures to it. But when the time is right, they'll be handed to you. A place for safekeeping, where these demons will no longer be seen. Only if you wish to not kill them.
You mentioned they feed on people. What exactly is it of people that they feed on? Is it their admiration, loyalty,
Fear.
fear?
Every demon has their own delicacies. each one, like the sins themselves, find a more substantial feeling for certain bits of sentiment. Fear, adoration, love. There are many that feed off of different things, and others that truly feed and devour those around them. But like anything, it is being in the minds of creatures that empowers them. Like the gods themselves, the demons are not unlike them. They are powerful, it is true. Just like a god, they can grant powers to any who follow. But the gods and the demons, they need someone to give them that power. Belief is a strong thing in this world. If you believe and can manifest certain adoration, fear, into one being, they become stronger, heightened. Their true forms are shown for what they truly are. The more that a person's mind thinks of them, the stronger they become. Even tales, long forgotten. There are creatures, demons, that were spoken about in tales, that no longer are, and they themselves hold weak, and are cast away to the depths of any shadow they first came from. That is a way to destroy a demon, to eliminate those around them. But I will not bore you with any more words.
Oh, thank God.
You have been informed. You know what the deal is. I leave it in your hands to accomplish said deal. The estate is yours. My assets are yours. The mission is yours. If you need anything, you may contact Caroline or Richter. They will be your main point of contact. As for myself, I grow old in age. My body is weak, and I must rest. But thank you for at least spending some time and listening to this old man talk. And he begins to head up the stairs.
Thanks for the tour.
See Caroline, after watching him leave, looks at the rest of you. So, what do you want to do? It's getting a bit late. You have, if you want to use downstairs to practice, you can. There are rooms ready for you if you want to stay here, but you also have the inn. So I'll leave that to you to sort out for yourselves. But if you need anything, just let us know. Both Richter and myself, we're available. And we're here to help you in your mission.
Well, we did kind of leave our companions at the inn. So I think we kind of have to go back. Also, I think they would worry if we just didn't return. Like, it would seem super ominous.
You see the cloud giant, Piethgrana. She steps forward. Yes, as well, we've not truly decided if we want to partake in this mission. I think we will need some time to assert who we are and what we want to do next. The wish is great and all, but this is a deadly mission, so I would prefer to understand who I'm working with before I embark on such a journey. You see a couple of the others kind of agree and kind of look over to the rest of you. So, what do you say? Perhaps we give it a few days. We can talk amongst ourselves to see what we want to do. Because it's not just yourselves that will be endangering, it will be also us. myself, them, however we want to go about this. Does that sound like a deal?
Oh, very true. We should probably check if it's like a everyone joins or no one joins kind of deal. Like, is it okay if like 3 of us don't want to do this and then the other 7 do want to do this? Or do all 10 of us have to be in on it?
You see Richter steps forward. Anyone can leave, and we'll be left with whoever wishes to embark on the mission. Whether all of you leave, and there is none of you left here to stand by both myself and Caroline's side, it will just be the 2 of us going on this mission. Either way, plans have been made, and this needs to happen.
Yeah, no, the 2 of you going along sounds like a really stupid idea. So.
He kind of like half nods. Yes, I agree. It would be much greater to have some allies by our side, but we aren't martyrs. We're not going to throw you to the wolves. This is your choice. We've accepted that choice, and we will complete this mission. It will just be helpful if you were there. But have a think. Use these few days to at least ponder this assignment. This will be you for the rest of the future. Who knows how long this journey will take? You see
Good
the
idea.
gnome kind of look up. Well, yeah, I'm going to go to the pub. And he just leaves.
I like his ideas. Yeah, sleeping on this seems like a great idea. Like, one shouldn't make decisions rashly, I've been told. Sounds stupid, but I mean, I'd just say I'm down, but I guess we have to decide it as a group.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm in favor of taking our time. This is a big decision to make. Specifically because I myself am not sure about this. The wish is enticing, however, the risk is deadly. And my goals aren't so great that I need long forgotten magics or fonts of power to have them fulfilled.
See Caroline kind of look up to you. And that's completely understandable. You have to look out for your best interests, after all. Just bear in mind that this wish is yours to say what goes. It's not just for your own self-interests. You can use it for others as well.
Can we
You
like
just have
wish
to-
for world peace or something?
I don't know, you could try.
That would be funny.
You could see what'll happen. That'll be nice if it works.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Do we think
There's
it'll
all that
last, though?
tension with the Tritons and with the so much tension. Like we literally were one boat and we immediately got attacked. It won't probably last. But also that sounds like the kind of like that sounds like a string again. He said there wouldn't be strings. I'm confused.
True. He said there will be no strings attached. I imagine that peace will just mean peace. Everyone will
But,
live
like,
in harmony.
That would be forcing people to live in peace, though, technically, because like that would be taking people their free. This is too complicated. Wish spells are too complicated.
Well,
I've heard
luckily,
stories; they're not great.
You could always just wish for a sandwich if you wanted.
Honestly, we could also just go buy a sandwich right now. Do we want
True.
sandwiches?
Yeah, should we get food?
We should get
Yes.
food.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
in
go get food.
Okay. Bye. have a nice evening in your very creepy mansion.
The two humans kind of wave. Some of the members of Life's Echo do stay. Salo's the only one that kind of leaves. He kind of follows behind you guys. So,
Do
where
X
are we
and
going?
Helen stay? Because I can definitely see Axel staying and Helen, not sure.
You know what? For the sake of this, yes, they stay.
They're all staying.
Yeah.
Are you sure Helen doesn't want sandwiches?
Good point.
Yeah,
My one sandwiches.
yeah.
Okay. They come with you then.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, I would like a sandwich, Helen says with a new voice.
Okay, sandwiches for everyone. Salo, do you want sandwiches as well?
Fuck no. I just want a drink. So I will.
Yeah, I doubt they serve drinks where they serve sandwiches, so like, have fun.
All right. See you then. And he just begins to head off back to the pub.
I feel like you might have an alcohol problem.
I don't like that guy.
I think it's kind of funny, you know.
Well, funny perhaps, but
Rude, annoying,
backstabbing.
backstabbing.
We haven't seen him actually backstab anyone.
I'm pretty sure
Probably
he offered,
French.
I'm pretty
Sorry.
sure he offered Axon a backstabbing agreement.
Oh, I must have missed that. Well, we still haven't seen him actually do it. He just offered to do it. He might not have gone through with it, which would be a backstab in and of itself. Oh,
Backstabception. Fuck me, that's the tongue twister. Okay, so you all go out, find sandwiches. There's a small little deli down the road. You see he kind of like looks at you as you approach, seeing you walk out of like this large estate that no one walks into or out ever. And he's just kind of there with this kind of like meatball sub that he's just packing up at the moment.
it's just a super rich neighborhood. This is
Bruh,
one deli.
it's just a subway in Bellevue, casually.
He's just kind of putting one on the counter, kind of doing another one up. Very rich, heavy kind of smells coming from there. He just looks up to you.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Where the fuck did you come from?
There. How much is that? That smells amazing.
Oh, wait a sec. That whole fucking place just fucking disappeared for like
Whoa.
7 seconds and then came back again. What the fuck is that?
It does that. It's completely normal.
Completely normal?
Yeah.
Are you from fucking Cuckoo Land?
No, but I'm from a place where houses can just disappear.
Um,
You cannot tell me that you haven't seen a house disappear before.
only when they've been fucking demolished.
Well, that's also weird disappearing. This one didn't get demolished, though. Or
Well,
maybe it did. Maybe that's actually what it does. Maybe it gets destroyed and then rebuilds itself, like, super quickly. Who knows?
I'm a bit fucking confused. What can I help you with? What the fuck do you want?
Sandwiches!
Alright, I can do that. I can't give you any disappearing houses. Here you go. Here's a meatball delicacy. And he just begins to hand out. It's just these big, like, buns filled with dripping hot meat that's just so juicy and delicious.
Hmm.
He hands you each one. And that'll be four copper pieces.
Oh, yeah, here you go. I hand him the silver.
Thanks. Pockets it away. Here's your change. Gives you 6.
Like, keep it as, like, an investment for future business. Because they're definitely coming back and these look delicious. And if they taste as good as they look, you know.
Sorry, do you think I'm poor?
No.
Have you never heard of tipping before?
Sorry, that's not something I believe in.
You don't believe in tip? I mean, I can give it back.
I make a very good amount of coin from this alone. I don't need charity.
Okay, give it back.
This actually really offends me.
So vet.
Well, if that's a problem, we do have a giant friend waiting, so if you could instead just make that six extra sandwiches, we could bring that back to him. Everyone
Or
in
he could give
agreement.
me my money back.
Or he could do that.
Well, here's your money.
Thanks.
Now, do you want those 6 sandwiches?
No.
To be fair, not sure he would get sated by just 6. So
Probably not. He's very big.
All right. Are you done?
Yes. Thank you for your horrible customer service.
Bro, I suggest you learn some manners.
Are you casting a spell? I knew it. What's the saving throw?
It's DC 15.
Wisdom.
You see, he kind of like looks at you for a second. I have something for this. Pulls out a book underneath. And he starts reading it. I'll just be reading this for the next 8 hours. Who needs this?
Oh,
thing?
well done. He realized something about himself and now he's working to change it. That is good. We should all take an example, like, with him. He's inspiring, really. Also rude, but inspiring.
I see that word's written in here. It says don't be rude to your customers.
Yeah.
Okay. And it says the customer's always right. Is that true?
Oh, no, that's bullshit.
No,
Okay, so, no, the full quote, you have to read the second part of that sentence. The full quote is, the customer's always right in matters of taste.
That's right. It's in the
That's it.
tiniest of
That's
small print.
taste.
Yes. I see that now.
So,
Sorry,
like, if they say this tastes bad, then they're probably right because you probably messed up with, like, an ingredient or something. But if they say, but if they haven't even bitten into it and they're already like, nah, I'm not going to eat this, then it's probably bullshit.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've worked customer service a lot. Believe me, customers are not always they're not always right.
I can tell you've got that gift of the gab. You've got that friendly vibe to you. Do you want my job?
No.
This is basically telling me that I'm shit at my job. So do you want to swap?
Well, you are, but it's fine.
You're
I
right.
don't want your job. I've got something way better.
No, listen, you can
but
get
we
better
just
at your
know.
job. Like,
Also,
you just
yes,
have to like learn some manners and don't be so fucking grumpy.
Yeah.
You'll do great, sweetie. I believe in you.
But my life sucks, though. I work this job and I've got nothing else. I stand here for about 18 hours in a day. That's actually
Every
my
day.
bed. He just points down the alleyway where you can see 2 bins have been kind of put up side by side, and
Oh.
the hammock's being interconnected to the 2. Very grubby.
Oh no.
He just points over in the direction. That's my bed. That's my room.
You should probably start like taking tips.
Accepting tips.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
probably start taking tips so you can like find yourself a place to stay.
Doesn't seem to compute in his head. Something just
Okay.
doesn't click in. No, but if I make all of this, if
Yes.
a sandwich costs me about 1 copper piece to make, and I sell it for 1 copper piece, that's good. That's good. You're getting a good deal.
No, you don't. Like, I think I went to business school. Okay, that's not how you do business. That is not how you win money. You have to sell it for more expensive than you make it,
I'm sorry.
And
you're supposed to
accept
make
tips.
and accept tips.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's say, just as a thought experiment, what would happen if you produced a sandwich for 1 copper piece and then you sold it for 2? You'd gain.
But then I'll be cheating the customer.
No,
I'll be taking
No.
advantage of them.
because like the bread is worth that much and the meat is worth that much. But if you combine them, they're worth more.
Well, why? Why is it more in my hands than it is in your hands? I'm just
It's-
giving you the thing together already.
Called
Well,
worth of
we
labor.
you also pay for like a service. So I pay you to make the sandwich for me. You know?
Because otherwise
So
we
it's
could just
like
buy the
paying
bread
labor.
and buy the meat and do it ourselves.
Yeah, but instead of doing that, buying the ingredients ourselves, we pay someone to make it. So it's only fair you get a share too, right?
Like, if you hire a guy to kill someone, right? You are
Mhm.
paying him,
I've
so you
done that
don't have to
before.
do it yourself.
I would like to silence Kel at this point.
You cast the silent spell.
Yes.
Okay.
But is that AoE or is that just
Yeah.
a bonus?
Yeah, but I can locate it in such a way that only Kel is inside it.
Oh my god.
I can move.
You just watch as a passerby just kind of like talking to his partner, just yeah, my day. You see, they start having an existential panic, not being able to hear
Yeah,
themselves.
I was thinking locating it upwards, so pretty much Kel's head is in there.
Ugh.
Held a half minute.
That's all I have to do, right? So I just have to increase double the cost.
Plus tip. Plus tip.
Plus tip.
Just
All right.
like a little tip. It doesn't have to be like a big tip, or that depends on how good your customer service is. So if you're very nice to them, they might be like, they maybe want to like tip you more. But if you're like a little prick, they don't want to tip you. They just
Oh, okay. So there was a reason this guy gave me this book. Okay.
a customer
just
gave you that
using it
book.
Yeah, I was just using the pages as toilet paper. But so you're telling me that that's I guess there's some left in here that are very useful. Okay. Then I'll increase the prices. A tip thing we'll do on a case by case basis, but okay. Thanks.
Well, have a nice day, sir.
And basically, if they offer you a tip, you accept. And thank them.
Accept the tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for your patronage. It's a very nice sentence.
Thank you for your patronage. Okay.
Very good.
I've got it. What's wrong with that guy, by the way? He's not talking anymore.
Yeah, Cal's just pouting. Like, it took half a minute to realize he was in a silent spell, and then he just stood there pouting.
Well, if you ever need a sandwich again, just you can come by to my deli.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right. See you around. Have a lovely day. Okay, sandwiches devoured. You now have a couple of hours until it's kind of like bedtime. It's later in the evening now. You spent some time at the estate, walking around, waiting for the different interviews to take place. So it's about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening. But you have a couple of hours until that exhaustion starts kicking in. The nightlife of this city is quite stark. There's not much really going on in this section of the city. You're kind of in the middle of the city itself, the heartland, and that seems to be mainly residential areas. There's not much businesses or life here. Everyone seems to be asleep now, dormant in their beds. The city lights as well. There aren't anything that is bright or shining down the alleyways. Everything's a bit dingy, a bit dark. But you can see the odd kind of family walking through them without any issues. They don't seem to be scared of the city. It seems to be well protected, as you see different kind of armed guards walking back and forth with lanterns adorned either attached to some sort of pork cutlass against their body, it's like a pauldron or something, or they're kind of wielding one in a staff by their side, illuminating the roads as they go. But for the most part, the city is yours. So what would you like to do? Would you like to head back to the tavern? Or would you like to do something else during the night?
I think I'll just take some time to stroll through the city, see if there's anything of interest to me specifically, and just do some exploration.
Okay. Everyone else?
You said the inn that we're staying at, it's a fairly flat building, right? So it's not very high.
Mm-hmm.
What's the roof like?
The roof itself is just like a flat surface. Think of it as just like this rectangle that goes straight across. Not much height in it. The only kind of definition to the building itself is the kind of like sailing ship wheel that is the main entranceway. That is kind of what it's depicting as its theme. But apart from that, everything else is just very kind of structured, very plain, basic. But if you wanted to try and climb the roof, it's not too difficult.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So Cal's essentially just going up to their rooms and taking his bedroll and climbing up onto the roof.
Sure.
He's not hiding anything about that. He's essentially just going, right, I'm gonna spend the night on the roof. Bye. So if anyone wants to join in, they're very welcome.
Okay. So Cal climbs the roof with a bedroll, ready to sleep up there for the night.
Well, not quite, but
yeah, spend
almost.
some time up there. Olrin, you begin to head out into the depths of the city to explore a little bit more. How about Miss Seeley? What's she up to?
She'll go drink in the tavern and then go to bed afterwards.
Okay, cool. Then we'll start off with Olrin. So Olrin, as you're looking around the city, do you go on the main path, or you kind of like getting lost in the side streets?
Basically, I go from one point of mild interest to another. So, not
Sure.
specifically trying to find the most hidden places, but basically, I go whichever direction seems most interesting at the time, and naturally getting lost.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing. Just roll a survival check as you are going through.
Okay. And he was never seen again.
Well, and that's how we lost our first player character.
Fuck's sake. Arne, your luck is fucking incredible. I do not understand at all. Okay, so Olrin, you begin to walk around the streets themselves. Most of the buildings here are fairly the same shape and size. There's nothing really outstanding to them. Just like Brazil, to give it kind of like a place of reference, you can see most of the buildings are kind of built on top of each other on a kind of incline of a mountain top. So the rest of the city, the main kind of port, dock, market space is in the bowl itself at the very bottom near the coastline. Everything else leading up to the mountain peaks is mainly kind of living residential space. The city itself is huge, but it's mainly predominantly just living space. The reason for that, as you would know, is that the Ebert dynasty, the lands that they fill are almost completely uninhabitable. There are areas and regions that have never seen towns, and the towns that are there struggle to stay put due to the fact that there are monsters of great sizes. The land itself just cannot be farmed, tilled, and it just means that life inland is a bit more difficult. So everything, all the people, the heartland of this nation live in this city alone. So about 95 of the population is in this city. So it's very, very crowded. But it's large, and you find that out quite quickly. As you're walking up and down, all of these like inclinations, you are starting to find that kind of, I'm not really well equipped for this region. Although you yourself live in a mountainous area, you have kind of nicely paved roads. You have areas that are a bit more humid and a bit more airy, especially in the colder climates where you're from. Here, it's very kind of heavy, hot. All of the climates are very kind of drastic here. And currently, there is a hot spell that is just affecting the entire region. So you are just profusely sweating, taking off parts of your armor on occasion as you are still exploring. But throughout, you do find some points of interest. Walking through different areas, you can see statues, monuments that are dedicated to different people, it seems. Seems to be monikers to them. Some of them look to be dressed in kind of like an admiral's sort of attire. If you could just roll a history check for me as you're going through and seeing some of these. You can see amongst all of these statues, which are kind of located once every kind of 10 buildings, an intersection of sorts, either built in to one of the houses themselves or standing out slightly in the middle of the road. A lot of them are people of note, admirals, these people who have traveled the seven seas, people who have been on boats, and you can see them dedicated there, written underneath with their name as well as the ship that they pertain to. And you see a lot of them just depicted throughout. There are also people of other kind of notability. Although the Eberith dynasty isn't one for noble people specifically, there is a family that you can see. Just kind of the name is sequential. It's followed in every other kind of statue that you see. And it is the surname Eberith. Eberith is a family name. It is the people who originally founded the Eberith dynasty. It used to be a dynastical family, a family who passed down the leadership from generation to generation, but there was a moment in history where they just completely disappeared, vanished. They were no longer to be seen. And people theorized why that was. The main thought that goes around the people and kind of the story that's been told the most is that the family themselves left the Eberith dynasty just to rot, mainly because there were too many enemies present. The nation itself was going through a very hard time, and this was dating back about 1,000 years when this nation was first created. And just time and time again, the story itself just delved into this betrayal. And they are almost seen as the people who founded the city, but they're also not the people that are the heartland of this nation. They're respected for what they started, but they are not regarded for anything else. They are just a forgotten part of their history. And their story has continued within the last 100 years or so, but then it just whittled away until none of them were left. And the mystery still stands of where they ended up. A lot of people theorizing that they've just found themselves on a desert island somewhere and are living there by themselves, enjoying peace, no longer reigning over a nation, which can be seen both ways. You see other buildings of importance, other monikums of religion and ideology here in the city. As mentioned before, there are 4 gods that are prayed to here. Ashtar is seemingly the most prominent, a god of balance and decay, someone who isn't of the lineage of the gods, but has a power of the gods themselves. They are seen as somewhat the order of nature itself, whereas Melora, another god who's represented here, is one of the heartland, one of kind of gifting life and bringing protection to those who call it home. There is also another 2 gods, those which are more related to the seas rather than nature and the land. Tithel, the god and father of the tide, he is seen as this almost benevolent figure of wrath and fury. They are the ones that guide the sails forward and ensure that you have a peaceful journey on the seas. But also, if you've committed some sort of treason, then the seas become rougher, and thus perhaps you are killed amongst the ocean and the waves. And it is seen as Tithel's sort of wrath for having defied some law or order of the world. And then there's Cord. Cord isn't really seen in any monuments, but more so in some of the people that walk around. Little bits of jewelry, some kind of staves, and the odd priest walks by, but not flaunting their god. Cord is the god of strength and storms. One that is destined to end this world and is said to be the end of Kurthayek itself. But they sleep dormant, and their storms are the only afterthought that humanity have to deal with. Sometimes it's said that the storms themselves are Cord's dreams as he slumbers and sleeps. If the clouds themselves hold lightning and wrath, it is though a nightmare is taking place in his mind. Calm seas and a calm sky mean that blessed dream to fall upon the god as well as those who pray him. But you see some of these as places of interest, and you see some other buildings, but as time goes on, it starts to get a bit later and that fatigue kicks in. But you note some of them to go back to at a later point. Is there anything you'd like to do, like seeing all of this? You're muted, Arne.
No, I'm not muted, just thinking.
Oh,
Doesn't really make sense for me to pray to any of these. But yeah, basically I don't exactly pray to them, but whenever I arrive at one of these statues or symbols of faith, I basically give a short introduction, like I've entered your city. Look kindly upon me, something like that.
With each one of these monuments, as you give a small kind of word under your breath to each one of them, when you find one for Tithel, you can see that next to this monument there is an individual dressed in kind of a nicer garb, a nicer arrangement of clothing. One which is this kind of sky blue, but the cuffs themselves almost bend backwards on themselves, slightly longer and larger, representing that of a wave that is crashing against the shoreline. They themselves have this kind of darker green, blue, aquamarine skin to them. And as they hear that prayer, you can see this male figure kind of looks over in your direction. And he kind of acknowledges the iconography that you wear. A man of faith, I see.
Yes. And you yourself are a priest, perhaps?
That's right. I am a shore speaker, Otobrask. I am a representative of Tithel in Balavir, as well as the Everett dynasty.
Oren Maragosh, cleric of Moradin.
Is it all right if I give a little prayer to your god?
Be my guest. Wait. And I detach the symbol of Moradin I carry and offer it up to him as basically a makeshift altar.
Sure. He just takes one knee and looks to it. From one father to the next, please look after everyone of this city, as well as the sovereign himself. He guides us forward through difficult and treacherous times. He needs all the faith he can get. The Father of the Tide can only do so much. Thank you, Father. He stands back up to you. I appreciate that. It's not often that you see Moradin walking around these lands.
I heard. I also heard that the locals are rather specific with their faith.
Just like many regions around the world, they believe in some things over others. But
True.
one thing that is true is that all of these gods are real, no matter who you are. These
And all of-
naysayers, they don't really know what they're talking about.
True. All gods deserve to be respected and feared in appropriate measure.
Agreed. That's right. They're there to guide us. We can listen to them and hope that they have our best interest in mind. Or we can let their words fall on deaf ears and let everything else take advantage of us. They're here to help. But I don't need to preach this to you, you know that.
Yes.
It's just that sometimes people get a bit overbearing with their views on who is better and why they should follow someone else.
Agreed. Each have their own domain. It is rather meaningless to compare.
Aye, it's true. And I appreciate what your God has given everything. They have poured their soul and life into everyone. He is everyone's father. And that is something to be commended. Even for those who do not have one, to know that there is something out there to follow, it helps, especially during these times of conflict.
You speak of times of conflict. I myself have been attacked on the ship that brought me. Is that usually the case? Are the seas and the land so dangerous?
It seems as though the sea and the tide are more dangerous than they ever should have been. Creatures try to take advantage of what Tithel has given us. It's not something that I enjoy sharing, but there has been a change. Other powers have started to take a hold of what shouldn't be theirs to hold in the first place. Children using playthings. And I'm sorry to hear that you were attacked in a place of safety. The tide and the ships, they should never see such dastardly movements. I'm sorry, friend.
No need. It was not you or yours that attacked me. It was, I believe, the sea witch. I know that might sound familiar from tall tales heard in a tavern. However, I believe I saw her that night.
You see, he kind of frowns slightly, and you now notice his features, his kind of appearance. He himself is a water genasi. You can see that kind of oily sort of skin to them. Probably in his 30s or so. Not very grizzled, but you can see that his skin is quite weathered. But he kind of acknowledges there's that witch that you speak of, the sea hag. That's one of many dangers that lie beneath the tide. Tivil tries, and many of us, acolytes of him, are there to impede this progression of boundaries. They push and pull and take what they want. and try and worm their way up from the depths. But that's where they belong, deep below. They shouldn't need to find themselves on the ocean. But they must be seeking something if they are. Either that or they're provoking war. But war is just senseless. It's just an unnecessary means to an end. Just like the tide, everything comes and goes. We're here, and then we're gone. The shores are just an echo and a memory left imprinted against the sands. War just taints those sands without brine or water or foam, but that of iron and blood. An unnecessary, barbaric means to an end. But things, I hear, are changing. Even though war is seemingly whispered about everywhere you go, there's still people out there to fight it back, to de-escalate the situation. The Sovereign is one of them. Friend, where are you staying tonight? Would you like to join a commune tonight? I have other priests, acolytes of Tithil that we gather around the shore and just pray. Would that be something that you'd like to join for?
Yes, I believe. However, I'm staying at the Broken Spoke Inn with friends of mine. I should warn them of my absence before they come searching.
Aye, that's fine. Then if you wish to meet us down by the western bank, you'll find a small shore beach there. There'll be a couple dozen of us.
I'll be there. But for now, I will take in the sights of the city. Enjoy the peace, while it's not what lasts.
Enjoy the quiet. He looks up to the moon, where it is waning slightly, probably about half full. It's a nice night. The seas are calm, and the mood is just right. Enjoy your walk, and perhaps I'll see you later. And he begins to head off. You take in the rest of the sights as you make your way back to the Broken Spoke Inn. Cal, you're currently resting on top of the pub. As soon as you climb up and begin to unravel your bedroll, you can see that there is broken bottles, things that have just been thrown up here, several shoes, that have just been kind of left scattered up here. But you kind of push some of them aside and find a little space to kind of lay down and look up to the sky. There's no clouds in sight. It's a brilliant starry night. And the city itself, with low light pollution, only the small lantern oils illuminating bits of establishment here and there, some of the docks. For the most part, it is dark, and you can see the sky as you would from the forest, from the places that you prefer to be in. And just having that moment where you can look up and see every star in the sky, mixed in with the cosmic powder of purple, orange, and green, just swirling throughout, and the big moon just there shining down. What would you like to do?
Is there privacy, or is there like taller buildings next to?
No, this is pretty private. There's the only other buildings that be able to look down at you are the ones in the kind of mountains that ascend upwards. But because the Broken Spoke Inn is in the docks, you have like several dozen buildings before that starts happening. So you have a lot of space to yourself. This is probably one of the bigger buildings here, only because it's here to house some like half giants and such.
Perfect. First, just because you mentioned that there's shoes, I'm gonna check if the plant is still good in its shoe, if it needs a bigger shoe.
Okay.
Does it need a bigger shoe?
Roll a nature check.
Cal's just estimating like root growage, whatever.
Yeah.
Nature. 12.
So far, you think that this boot will suffice for the next couple of days, but it is starting. You can see that the roots themselves are starting to take place, and from where the stem of the flower begins to grow out from, you can see that the roots and the vines begin to lead themselves to the outer exterior of the boot itself. So a few more days, and it'll probably need to swap into something a bit bigger to accommodate.
Okay. I need to organize a bigger shoe. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I'm gonna definitely look around the roof. He's just gonna like smaller than that, maybe. If he finds something bigger, he's pocketing it.
Okay. You find some like ballerina shoes just like thrown up here. You can see there's also a tutu here that's been thrown up, both
That's
in
a
like a
combination.
pink lace. You can see a kind of a shoe that has this kind of yellowy texture to it, and as you turn it around, you can see the face of like a rubbery duck at the front. You see like the big, large purple red lips, small kind of yellowish eyes, and the shoe itself is like a slipper. But there's some other shoes around here as well. Some boots have been thrown up.
No. What size is the rubber duck?
Roll a d100.
I want it to be bigger. Please say it's bigger. I want to take it. 85.
It's slightly bigger than the one that you have, but not too much.
Yeah, it's not worth it. God damn it. Okay, no. I want something that's actually gonna, help the plant.
Okay, you kind of throw it back to the ground, and you hear it go. Wah.
Oh, I love it. Cal just contemplates taking it anyway, even though he has no usage for it. No, fuck it. He's pocketing it. He's just like, you never know. You never know.
Okay, add rubber duck shoe to your inventory. Singular. There's only one.
Well, yes, obviously.
Okay.
Okay.
Searching throughout, you do find a shoe that's slightly bigger than the one that you have that can accommodate for the flower as it starts growing.
Perfect.
So you just kind of take one of them.
Rubber. I'm gonna search for a picture and I'm gonna insert a picture there. Anyway, right, back to serious matters.
Mhm.
Reason this up. So yeah, essentially he's gonna clear out a space, put down his bedroll, and then once he's comfortable and sitting down, he's going to summon his dragon. Or his whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna make eye contact with it, sitting down, leaning forward, making eye contact with it. Okay, Janet, we're gonna try something. I should probably train this with supervision, but I can't really do that because I have your supervision, I think. So, here goes nothing, and then he's just gonna poke his own finger and just offer it up to her, Here you go. Do you want blood? Is that what this is gonna be?
See, it kind of squints its eyes for a moment and begins to crawl closer. Most of its body is kind of that red, misty sort of color, but as it holds still, it looks solid and real. And as it comes closer, you see the tongue reach out and kind of lick your finger. You see it begins to lick its lips. And it just kind of stares at you.
Like, you're allowed to take a bit more. As long as I don't pass out or anything. I don't need it anymore for tonight.
So like,
And we should be safe. We're on the roof. I will once again us have to climb up, so most people are too lazy to climb up on the roofs. That is commonly known. So if you want to drink more, you're welcome to.
It just kind of looks at you, doesn't really respond. But it keeps licking its lips.
he's just gonna press a bit on the wound so that more blood comes out, and he's gonna offer it again. Like,
Okay. It keeps like drinking any offering that you give it.
okay,
How much are you willing to give?
I would say he goes so far that he's feeling slightly lightheaded. He's just like, okay, yeah, no, this is where we stop. This is the point.
Okay,
At that point, he also has like several smaller cuts, like along
sure.
his hand.
You tell me how much
Both
HP
hands,
you wish to bleed.
That's a fun question. Also a very fascinating question. I would say down to 5, so that
Down to 5. So how much HP do you have?
yeah, at 42 HP, down to 5 would be.
You bleed yourself for 37 points of HP. Fucking
I
hell.
do.
Okay.
And it's just gonna sit there, just slightly dazed, and gonna make some makeshift bandages. Just gonna like carefully clean up the cuts because we don't want infection. That's it's dangerous.
As you're just kind of woozing back and forth.
Horrible idea. And it's just gonna be
you-
done and try and pet the dragon, currently forgetting it's not corporeal.
roll a survival check.
Oh boy. 1, you're dead. Oh.
Okay.
25.
Um,
That's a 19.
as soon as you begin to reach down and pat its head, your hand doesn't go through. Instead, you feel it grab onto the actual head itself, and you can feel the jaw of the dragon. You can feel the head, the scalp, the scaly, thorny sort of skin that it has. The bits of dust and powder that formed its body, you can see a lot of that is solidified now. And you can see that its form is kind of a bit more structured. And you can see that rose-colored scales begin to pop out, like petals, plated in several areas, as well as like vines dripping down from almost like a beard that drips down the center and down to the belly. The tail itself as well kind of coils out and is almost as thin as a vine, but longer than a regular tail. And it does kind of sweep around and touch the side of your leg, and you feel it. Kind of, it's there. It's real.
That is so cool. You were making progress. Progress, that's good. And then he's just gonna probably crawl around the dragon and tug it to his chest and just give him a hug and then crawl around it and just go to sleep.
Sure. You hug into the dragon, and as you're there, just kind of woozing out, completely out of it, you kind of look up to the skies, and you kind of just fall asleep underneath the stars.
Yes.
As you hug the physical, real feeling dragon that's by your side. Excellent. We'll move over to Maysili now. Maysili, you've re-entered the bar. At this point, you can see Cognar is outside of the bar. He's by the horses and kind of looking after them, making sure that they're okay. He's currently dozing a little bit. He's kind of leaning against the side. Every so often, he kind of like wakes up and kind of looks around. The horses are both asleep. But as soon as he sees you arrive, he kind of just kind of gives you a nod. Hey.
Come inside, I'll give first round.
Oh, great. Oh, thanks. And he begins to head up and walk in with you. Let me just make sure that the horses are all okay. I'll be in a sec, though. You see him begin to do that. You head in, and first thing you hear is,
No, give it back to me. No.
as you can see a group of people in the bar have gathered around in a circle, and they seem to be throwing something back and forth in the air. You just hear words kind of shouting around. This little freak has been keeping tabs on all of us. Hey, Jerry, you want to hear what he's been talking about? Fucking yeah, I do. What's this little thing been saying then? And then you begin to see Tuco kind of hopping in between.
No, I need my book, please. No, sensitive information, please.
Quiet down there, you. What the fuck are you anyway? You see, he just kind of coils up into a ball slightly as he's just kind of looking around.
Oh no.
How many are like surrounding Tuco?
There's about 8.
8, and they're all being mean?
Yeah, they're all kind of gathered around in a circle. They're all laughing. Some of them got beers in their hand. Many of them look quite drunk. As they're just kind of like, hey, look at this one. Some of them are beginning to like read the book. Who the hell is Cal? What's this?
I'll go over to one of them, they're in a circle. I'll join the circle.
Okay. You join a circle. You just see Tuco there, just crying in the center. He doesn't see you arrive, but you see one of them kind of like puts an arm around you. Hey, let her read the book. Yeah, throw the book over here. You see the book is thrown your way.
I'll take the book.
You catch it. They all kind of look in your direction. Hey, go on, what does it say?
It's actually just try to lick him.
Try to lick him? What the fuck was that? You see one of them begins to lean down and licks him. You see Tuco just kind of like begins to coil up. He sees you.
Is it only one who did so?
One of them kind of does it, licks him, and just kind of.
Oh, no. Everyone. Go ahead. It's a delicacy. It makes you high. It's like, but you gotta get the best night ever if you do that.
Roll a deception check. At advantage because they're all drunk.
Okay.
Why would you do this to Tuco?
Poor guy. No.
You see one of them like takes a lick, and they're like, "Fuck you!"
Oh, no.
And he just like collapses backwards, and he's just kind of like looking at the stars, smiling.
There's a roof there, but sure.
He sees stars. As he kind of like, everyone sees that, they kind of like look to you. Fucking hell. He's an LSD guy. Get him! And they all kind of like begin to lean down.
I'll take him out of the way. I move him out of the way.
Okay. You pull them out of the way, they all boom, hit each other in the heads.
Have they all licked him?
Oh, yeah, they have licked him. Do you want,
Every single one.
They've all begun to kind of like, yeah, give us a lick. Oh, they all kind of like lean in. You even see at this point, Tuco just goes,
Fucking take it.
he's just kind of like throwing bits of his sweat at them.
I'll give him back his book. I'll whisper to him, I'm so sorry, but I didn't know how I could get you out of that situation alone. Otherwise.
No, I understand. It's okay.
All 8 of these guys have all kind of like laid there, conked out. They are just KO'd. You can see the barman at the back is kind of looking over.
They had too much to drink. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh. So much to drink.
Yeah. Too much to drink.
Fucking typical.
Yeah.
Oi.
Like weak drinkers. Like
Oi.
so untasteful.
He begins to look over towards the bouncer at the front, who is kind of leaning against a chair, asleep, not watching anything that's going on. Fucking throw him out. Don't want their stink around here. They're gonna probably. Yeah. And he just begins to grabs them in one fell swoop, all 8 of them by their pants.
I'll go over to the bouncer and I'll whisper to
and
him
just lift them up. And begins
while
to
he's
drag
like doing his stuff or before, whatever. You know, feel free to like not take care of them very well. Like dump them somewhere, you know, nice, if you know what I'm saying, and I'll slip him a gold.
You got it, miss. I'll give him the old roughhouse treatment. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice one.
He begins to drag them out. You see the door kind of opens for a moment. You see him dragging all 8 of them out into like the open space here. That throws one of them hard against the stone counter. You hear the head cracks against the floor.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
You hear another one hit against some wooden planks. They creak. He grabs 3, holds them over the water for a bit, and then just throws them in some boat across the way.
Oh, that's more like it.
The others, he just kind of like bounds together with a large rope, places them on a small little dinghy, and he punches a hole in it and unties the dinghy and pushes it out to the open bay. You watch as these 5 dudes just there, dazed, just begin to slowly sink. But they get out of sight before they actually sink, so you don't actually know what happens. But he just looks towards you, grabs the gold coin that you gave him, bites it, real, and then puts it in his pocket.
I don't think they'll be bothering you anymore.
Thank you, Miss Silly. I was quite distressed. I didn't know what to do. I thought I'd get Cogna, but I was under duress. But you saved me.
And he just kind of like begins to hug your leg.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, fuck.
Not as bad as they say.
Trying not to regret anything. She's like, I kind of regret it, but it's really funny too. It's gonna be such a fun story. Let's go get drinks.
Okay, and I'll get the round.
And he kind of like leaps up,
my good man,
slams down a platinum piece on the table.
What?
All the drinks that this can buy.
All of them?
The guy just looks at it. Well, that'll just run me dry, so that's fucking silly. Fuck it. Yeah, sure. I'll give you the 2 barrels in the back. And he just begins to bring out these 2 barrels.
What are they?
This one's whiskey. This one's just some fucking weird shit that I got. But it's supposed to be really good. Everyone loves it. Don't ask me what it is. I don't drink.
So, Tuco, is it a bad time to tell you that I don't drink that much?
Don't drink at all.
Well, Cogner's gonna have a fun day then, or a fun evening.
Oh, yeah. Cogner.
You see he begins to shout out. Cogner kind of walks up, slightly dazed and tired. Sorry, what's going on? I saw some people were starting to sink out there. You see he's all wet. I had to go and save them.
Oh. A drink?
Oh. Yeah, sure. I'll have something. Is this for me? He gestures to the barrel. Tuco just slaps it,
You betcha. It's all yours, buddy.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, Tuko.
Where did you put the bodies, or like not the bodies? Because I assume they're alive. Like, where did you put the people
Where did you
in
put the bodies?
the boat?
Excuse me?
No, not the. You saved someone. Where did you put them?
You see his eyes like really like curious as to you. You get the sensation he's starting to think, hold on, did she have something to do with this?
No. I'm just very worried.
Sure you are. Yeah, they're currently drying just by the docks.
You hang them to dry, or you just like put them there on the
No,
floor?
I put them on the floor. Why would I hang them?
Well, you don't need to hang them by like their necks, but like by their hands or something, their feet, or like bend over the drying rack so they can like dry.
To be honest, one of them was just throwing up constantly, so I just put them in the recovery form. I was a bit worried, so I honestly don't want to get involved. So
I heard like putting them with their heads down is very healthy for.
like a bat. Is that
Yeah,
what you're telling me?
yeah. It's very helpful. It's like better than the recovery form.
Okay.
I trust me. I used to work at like a hospital, or like not a hospital because it was a small village, but like apothecary or something, I guess you could call it. It does help. I promise.
Where are
Townies
you
get
from
drunk.
again?
They runs.
Okay. And this is like a traditional thing you guys do over there?
There's no thing I'd say. It's just, if someone gets very drunk, you don't want them to like choke on their own vomit. It's very helpful if you like hang them with their like heads down like a bat, because then you can't choke them. It's also very good because, then blood will go to your head and then you'll get, better faster.
Yeah, more blood to the brain is always good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to think about that once I finish this barrel of mysterious liquid.
Okay, have fun, mate. I'm just giving you tips. If you feel like you need to help those guys a little bit more, you can do that.
Okay.
The Jinx will still be here when you return.
You really want me to do this, don't you? Did these guys like do
No.
something to you?
It's not like I want you to do it. It's just I'm very worried.
You're very worried.
Yeah. Tuko agrees with me.
100%. I also hear that if you put them upside down, if they shit themselves, it just goes straight to the floor. So all good.
Right. I'm pretty sure the shit would just hit their face, but whatever. Okay. I'm gonna put them upside down, and he begins to leave.
They're still gonna die.
At this point, Ulrin, you arrive to see Cognar walking to this group of like unconscious people outside of this bar. You see, he just begins to kind of whisper to himself, "How the hell do you get in these positions, Cognar? Honestly, why is it that?"
Wait. Do I see Ulrin outside? Well, like if the door opens, do I like see him?
Yeah, sure. You see him.
Oh, I'll shout to him. Hey, we got drinks. Come.
Sure, just looking what Cognar's up there.
Oh,
No. It's fine. He's just taking a piss or something. Go, come. There's drinks. Tuko bought.
Oh, well then, wouldn't want to interrupt.
Hell
Don't
yeah!
worry. I'm just doing some medicine. Don't worry.
Well, you know what? Never mind. And walk in.
Last of the five. Ulrin, you walk in. You can see Tuko there, as well as Mace Sealy. There's a large barrel for all of you, just in the middle. Tuco's just kind of like that little child at a table by himself, twiddling his feet back and forth, looking at it.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'll be honest.
You can get something else from the menu that isn't like alcoholic, so you don't feel so alone. You can ask if they want to put it in like a keg for you, so you don't feel so alone.
Okay. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. What's up?
Do you have something that is 00, non-alcoholic?
Why the fuck would I have anything like that? If you want to drink something non-alcoholic, wait for it to fucking rain, all right, mate? You see, he just begins to go back.
What is it with customer service people in this fucking city?
Yeah,
Jesus!
Yeah, they're so rude. That's really rude.
That was really fucking rude.
It was really fucking rude.
Tuco, come over here. I might have a spell for that.
Oh, okay.
Do we have some empty keg or something along the lines?
Yeah, there's some empty ones in there, just laying around.
Then I would like to cast Create Water into the keg.
Okay. How does this look like? So the keg is currently closed. You know it's empty. It's just kind of left there for decoration in the tavern. How does this power manifest?
It pretty as pretty much all my spells kind of crafting themed, so a type of pan appears, but with what? With I don't know the English word for that. Kind of a nose-shaped thingy on the side, so the water can flow out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What?
Okay, so you basically just add like a funnel, like an attachment to the barrel, and as soon as that kind of hammers into the barrel itself, the cask begins to, there's like fine hairline cracks against it, and you all just begin to hear it bloop, 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 bloop. It begins to fill up somehow inside, and you watch as those hairline cracks just begin to drip this very fine singular drop of just like pure water. The funnel that you kind of put on the front with a tap on it, you adjust, open, and the water just fills this small kind of stained glass that you have, and then you close it again, and you have.
I was thinking more of more along the lines like literally creating the spectral pan and like tipping it and letting the water flow into the keg.
Oh yeah, sure. That works as well. So yeah, you just begin to fill the barrel through this like water that comes out of nowhere, pretty much, like a magician working, and the barrel's then filled, and then you have just a large source of water. How many liters is it? It's like 20 liters now. It's like cubic. They measure it in cubic feet or something.
Give me a second.
Because if it's like 20 cubic feet, that's fucking huge.
It says 10 gallons.
10
no
gallons.
clue what that is.
Neither do I. Okay, we're gonna
Cassie, get in here!
I'm gonna say that's a lot of liquid. Enough to fill the barrel, at least.
How much is a gallon liters?
Now, is it US gallons or is it? It gets a bit complicated.
3.7 liters?
There's 20 liters? I mean,
20 liters.
pretty good.
Sounds about right. So yeah, you fill up the barrel. You just see Tuco kind of look at it. His mouth begins to drool.
Oh, it's been so long since I've had pure and refined water.
Oh.
He takes a big glass. He just begins to drink like glass after glass of it.
You should probably slow down, or you're gonna like have to pee all night. That's no good. You won't get any sleep.
You see after 3 cups, you say that, and he just kind of looks at you, and you watch as his belly just kind of like plumps out.
It's
some person in the bar replicates Leonie's sound, and he just kind of like looks at it, starts getting a bit ashamed of his body. We orange, we digest the water, but it stays in a sack in our bellies, so I can use it for long journeys. Kind of like a camel, if you think about it, but I'm more of a toad, so.
With that, I made that sound because I thought something else happened, but that makes sense as well.
Well, as long as you're happy, but I usually use that spell to douse burning hot iron. So.
Oh, interesting. So most of your abilities are based in your craft.
Yes. Well, I've heard of other Moradin priests that use different abilities. There's a wide variety of blessings that come from Moradin. However, I usually choose my spells to fit my own purpose.
More power to you. He just kind of like gestures to you. Myceli, where do your powers come from?
My what?
Your powers, the blast, the thing that you do with your like hands.
Sorry, I don't know.
Okay.
It's actually not a very fun story. It's actually very boring.
They're my favorite. I love boring stories. Please tell.
No, there's like... I don't really know. It just kind of happened. If it makes sense.
Does that not scare you? That you don't know?
Well, no, I have an idea. But I've never met someone who I could discuss this theory with. So I'm just embracing them right now, I think.
Okay. That's fun. Something different, no?
I guess. Well, I'm sure, like, someday I'll find someone who knows or can give me more insight, but I'm not in a hurry to, like, find out.
He kind of like looks at all of you. I will be having that convention tomorrow. Would you like to come with me? Perhaps we can find someone that can give you information that you seek. There will be many people there of different backgrounds, different knowledge, favorite writers. And you see he kind of like looks up with like heart eye emojis.
But didn't we have that stuff tomorrow? Or I don't know. When were we supposed to like report back to the gargoyle dude, the stone dude, the rock dude, the boner dude?
Boner? Was he really rock hard? Wow, impressive.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he didn't give us a timetable. He said that whenever we feel ready to start or when we've come to a decision, we're welcome to return.
Okay. Well, I guess we can do that if we're not in a hurry, right? What say you? No, he hates me. That's fine.
Oh no, you're the only other person there.
The only other person there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I was muted.
Oh, God damn it.
We could tell.
Agreed. I was going to look around the city anyway. Also, I did have an agreement with some local priests to join one of their messes.
Oh, sure. Then we have stuff to do there. I don't know where the fuck Cal is. Or
Yes, you
where
do.
is Helen and Axon even? Are they like sitting with us, or are they like?
Sure. They're sitting with you. I don't know. I don't want to control their characters.
Oh no.
They're just there chilling.
Well, they don't. I'll take the silence as a yes. Let's go tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Axon had already said that he would be joining Tuco, I think.
Yeah.
So
They're both
yeah.
on board.
Great stuff. Love that.
As you ask where Cal is, you see Tuco just go,
Well, I did see someone go into his room, so I think he's in bed. I think he went for a quick nap.
Are you sure it was him you saw go into his room or someone else?
I don't know. It was when I was getting bullied, so...
Oh. Oh.
but
Well,
if it
maybe
wasn't
he
him,
had company or something. I'd be happy for him.
Do you think we need to check?
I know you don't do that to a gentleman.
Come on. Miss Seeley. Let's be honest. Cal's no gentleman. You know it. I know it. Ulrin definitely knows it.
Agreed.
There's like Cal slander here, and I just do not want to stand for himbo slander.
It's not his fault. It's just the way he is. He's a nice guy. He's...
You know, Tuco, you're welcome to check if he's company or not.
I don't want to be known as a peeping Tom, so no thank you.
Well, then I'll just go and ask. I've heard of the foreign notion of knocking on a door before entering.
Oh, that's no fun.
That isn't fun, really. Just ask for a key. I'm sure he'll give it to you.
But it's like, isn't it, so it's like one of two things can happen. Either like barge in and he's just like sleeping, or he's naked, or he has someone with him. I don't know which one is the worst.
Oh,
Because one is very boring and two are very fun.
There's no one in there.
Oh,
And I was just seeing things. Because again, I was being bullied.
let's not do that.
well, we can take a middle ground. How about I knock very energetically and possibly startle him?
How about you knock and then barge in, so you can say technically you did knock before entering. So if he is naked, it isn't as rude.
I think it'll be funny if you ask Cogna to do it.
It's from outside the window. Hello.
Cogna?
you see Cognar just sat down in the back.
Is he drunk?
starry-eyed.
Is he drunk?
Hey, what's going on?
We were just wondering if you want to go fetch Cal. We think he's in
Sure.
his room, and
Okay.
we have a lot of drinks to finish.
Yeah, I'll go and get him. He begins to stand up. He begins to kind of like stumble his way. Some of the chairs get broken as he's kind of like walking into them. Oh, sorry, man. He just continues to walk forward.
I'm gonna
Oh.
sneak in after, or wait a little, and I'm gonna sneak.
He goes up to the door. He kind of has to like crouch down a little bit, so he's like hitting his head against the ceiling, scraping it across as he's just kind of like walking in closer. Am I supposed to knock?
Oh, I think
Absolutely
we agreed
not.
on knocking.
Who said that?
He kind of goes back for a knock, and instead he goes full force. I'm gonna roll an attack roll for him.
Oh, God.
Against the door. No,
He doesn't
that's a 3.
aim correctly, and instead of punching the door, he punches into the wall next to it.
Oh,
And he creates this hole in there, and his hand's now stuck. Oh, that's not supposed to be in there. Guys, my hand. Cal. Guys, someone else is going to have to open that door. I can't do it.
Yeah, on my way. And Oren walks towards the door,
Mhm.
stops for a moment in a debate, and knocks on it.
You knock on it. You hear silence on the other side. But as you knock, the door slightly pushes forward.
It's open. And I walk inside and try to help Cognar unlatch his hand.
Mm-hmm. You open the door. You see the first thing you kind of like see is bright red light. And you see the silhouette of someone. You see this large red jelly bean of an orb placed on top of the bed, glowing.
Warmly
and you
wrapped.
not wrapped anymore. As you see a gnome figure, Sallow, sat there looking at it
How dare you?
as he's just kind of staring at this thing, motionless. You enter Olra and you just see him there looking at it. He's in Cal's room. He's obviously been through his possessions, but he's currently sat there looking at this egg thing.
I defended him. Not very well, but I defended him.
While he seemingly hasn't noticed me yet, I wave in everyone else and put a hand to my hammer and slowly approach the gnome.
Cognar's hand is free and he's looking through the hole he made. You hear from Sallow, "What the fuck is this thing?"
No clue, but none of your business. What are you doing here?
I was doing some research.
Trespassing is a bad look, man.
I'm a fucking bad look. I've got no fucking credibility to myself.
No, I can see that. You can't even grow properly.
Granted. What the fuck is this? What have you guys been doing?
It's none of your business. Get the fuck out of here.
As he's kind of like pointing to it and just kind of looking back to you, you see a hand just place itself against this kind of jelly bean exterior.
It's moving.
There's something in this thing. And look, if you don't want me to be here anymore, I'm here. But fucking hell, it's a bit fucking weird.
I reach out the hammer, stop him from leaving the room, drop the merchandise.
I look, honestly, I did not steal anything. I was just doing a bit of recon. That's all.
Okay. I don't believe that for a second. We can have
Okay.
Cognar pat you down, but he's drunk, so he might like crush you or something. I don't know.
He kind of puts his hands up. You can fleece me. Go for it.
Or I'm
I feel
not
like-
gonna fucking do it.
Well,
Not gonna give this fucker satisfaction of my hands on him.
Do it. You see Tuco begin to kind of like beep, beep, go up and down, have a feel. Pulls out like a knife. Pulls out another knife. Pulls out another knife. Pulls out another knife. Pulls out another knife.
What the? Why have you got so many knives?
It's for cutting cheese, dickhead.
Be nice, or I'll throw you out of the window.
Which is open, by the way. Wide open.
I don't see anything. He doesn't seem to have anything on him except for his little shitty knives.
See? I don't have anything. I was just a little bit curious of all of you lot, all right? Seem too good to be true. Too nice. And when people are too nice, they're hiding some shit.
I'll get,
Not
or I want to get Mushu to find Cal and bring him back to the room. Or
Okay.
like,
Mushu, you kind of give this mission to Mushu. You see him kind of like nod defiantly. He kind of like begins to build up this massive journey in his head. He jumps out the window, flies up, looks right, finds Cal. It's on the roof. You see the messages and the imagery of Cal just kind of like resting on the roof with this red dragon. Just like
Also, probably covered in blood.
covered in
Yeah.
blood and completely grey in colour as he's just there with the dragon on top of him.
Yeah, no.
So what's going to happen? Are you going to do something, pull down my pants, kill me? What's next? You can have a look in my room if you want. I've got nothing to hide.
well, I actually have like a perfect idea. Like a good punishment for trespassing. We have like a bunch of other losers outside. I think you should join them.
Hold on. As he's kind of like thinking about it, Cogno just goes, "That's a good idea."
Yeah.
Reaches in, reaches through the doorway, grabs him, and begins to head out. We're just going to give you some medicine, friend. Don't worry. Just going to hang you upside down, make sure all of the demons leave your head.
But what have you been telling Cogno?
No, don't worry about it.
Oh, seems appropriate enough.
Hey
Remind-
guys, are you sure you don't want me to just throw him?
And you can like pull down his pants if that like makes you feel better, and then hang him.
Pulls down his pants. Hangs him upside down. Really? This is we're supposed to be working together, guys.
Yeah, don't worry. First thing tomorrow, I'll tell Mudu to get you down.
All right.
We like sleeping in, just so you know.
Hey, look, I've slept in worse places. Can I at least get a drink?
No.
Fair enough. Well, he just kind of puts his hands against his sides. Good night, then.
Can I just mention that I'm fighting down the urge to cast Create Water on top of him?
I was also
Don't
when
fight
he
it.
was asking for a drink, I was contemplating pouring one over him.
He just hangs there like a bat for a while. Cognar just shakes his head and falls asleep next to the horses. As the rest of you find Cal upstairs on the roof. Who goes
Well,
up
no,
there?
Missili knows where he is.
Oh yeah. Do you go up?
Sure.
Okay, so you climb up. It's not hard. You find the dragon just kind of purring on top of Cal as Cal is fucking nearly mummified as he's just been drained of all of his blood.
Not all of it.
Yeah, 5 remaining.
Important details. You know.
I have no idea what to do with what I'm seeing.
I will say that like there is no open wounds on him. His arms are bandaged where they weren't previously. So there is assumptions to be made about where the blood is from. But he's also completely covered in blood, you know. So. And that's a dragon.
No, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. I don't care. It's more like I feel like Cal should have a say in what to do with the person who rummaged through his stuff.
Your priorities are interesting. I
Yeah,
suppose.
Can also ask Helen. I'll figure Helen has a good idea or something.
Mhm.
You see Helen kind of looks over. Well, I could give him some really bad nightmares.
I still feel like this is Cal's call.
Yeah. I might still do that anyway, but sure.
She can give people nightmares?
Yeah, I just learned like not to ask questions.
Okay, is there anything that happens next? Or you all head into bed?
I think we go to bed.
Okay.
what do I have to roll to figure out what the hell I'm seeing in Cal's room?
Roll a nature check.
Okay.
Come on, you rolled in that one before. It's got to be in that 20 now.
I love that my city just
that's
without
a
a
lot.
word climbed out of the window and Oren was just like, okay, she's gone.
Oh,
5!
That is with an added 1d4.
fucking 2, man. You don't know what you're seeing, but inside of this ball of kind of like gelatinous, the only thing that you can truly describe this as is an egg without a shell. This is the basis that you can kind of come up with. You don't know what it is. You don't know what's inside. The hand that you saw poke out before, like press itself against the surface, that seemed to be kind of had fingers to it. You don't know how many, but it had some fingers at least. But yeah, this is like some sort of egg that's incubating. But you've not seen it before. Cal hasn't mentioned it, so this is all brand new.
I feel like the careful thing would be to take certain safety measures.
Don't you dare.
Yes, cast create water over it.
Clearly.
Give it a bath.
Yeah, no, I watch it suspiciously, but knowing Cal and his tendency to attract and collect weird stuff, I'll wait for the explanation.
Sure thing. Okay. Then with that, Orange, you head to that gathering in the night.
Sorry, I was drinking. No,
Okay, sorry.
I was drinking.
It's okay.
Water.
Water. We need
Sure.
water. This is the water episode.
Water.
Yes. I feel like
Just
this
like
entire
this. Water.
I feel like we could turn this entire episode into an ad for like mineral water or something.
This is a PSA. Drink more water.
Anyway, yeah, I head to the gathering after alerting everyone and having a staring contest with the shellless egg.
Okay. You head down to the coast. You partake in the little gathering that's there. We'll kind of pick up with what happens during your arrival, and we'll see if the others want to join you. But for general speaking, the day comes to an end. You have your long rest. You all feel rejuvenated, except for Cal. There's going to be some repercussions for having given your own Viscera. But you're also now level 5. So you level up overnight. You now have your multi-attacks, your third level spells, whatever's available to you. So that is now accessible. And as well, to look forward in the morning, you have the convention. Whatever's going to happen there.
So much weird stuff, I can already tell.
There's definitely going to be a lot of meta shit, that's for sure.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But yeah, that was today's session. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, joining us. There was a lot of exposition at the beginning, but I think it was needed just for you guys to be aware of what's going on and to make a decision later down the road of what you'd like to do. But that's the episode. We'll see you next time whenever we see you, whether that's a Tuesday, Thursday, or any other day of the week. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Okay, now I gotta hold on. How do I? Bye bye.